You know how some days just start out completely normal? Everything seems routine, quiet. But then sometimes, just a single sound can cut through that quiet and turn an ordinary morning into something unforgettable. And that's exactly what happened here. All of a sudden, the peace was just shattered by this desperate, painful cry. It was the kind of sound that makes everyone just stop dead in their tracks. You just know something is terribly, terribly wrong. And when people looked up, they saw it. High above the street, a tiny baby monkey was caught in this horrifying trap, a complete mess of electrical wires that it had no hope of escaping. It was so tangled up, it couldn't even struggle anymore. The only thing it could do was cry out, and its screams were just filled with pain and terror, a truly heartbreaking plea for help. So down below, a crowd started to gather, and pretty soon everyone's eyes were just glued to this tragic scene unfolding above, and it created this really tense and dangerous standoff. Now, with so many people watching, you have to ask yourself, right? Why wasn't anyone climbing up there to help? The answer? Well, it shows you just how serious this whole situation really was. See, this was way more than just being stuck. Every single one of those wires was a lethal threat. The risk of a fatal electric shock was so high, it basically paralyzed everyone watching. Trying to help meant you were literally risking your own life. And you could just feel the clock ticking. With every single moment that went by, the little monkey's cries got fainter and fainter. Its strength was just fading away, and this feeling of hopelessness started to creep in. But just when things started to look really bleak, someone made the right call. The only call, really. They called for professional help. And suddenly, there was this little glimmer of hope as the rescue team was sent to the scene. And with that one phone call, the entire story shifts. The heroes are on their way, and a really high-stakes rescue operation is about to kick off. Now, these guys, they're pros. They didn't just rush in. First, they assessed the danger from every angle, put on their heavy-duty protective gloves, and only then did they start carefully, methodically cutting the wires one by one. This was a mission that required incredible precision and calm under pressure. But you know, while the rescuers were being so calm and professional, the baby monkey was, well, it was terrified. You could just see the absolute fear in its eyes. It had no idea these humans were there to help. For that little monkey, it was just more chaos, more terror. But despite the obvious danger and the animal's absolute terror, the rescue team didn't back down. Their resolve was solid. They knew exactly what they had to do, and they were not going to stop until it was done. I mean, you have to understand, every single snip of those wire cutters was a huge gamble. One slip, just one wrong move, and it could have been fatal for both the rescuer and the monkey. The tension was just off the charts. So after what felt like an absolute eternity of this careful, deliberate work, the most dangerous part was finally coming to an end. And this paved the way for the story's really powerful emotional climax. And then, there it was, the moment everyone had been holding their breath for. The final wire was snipped. The last thing holding the monkey captive was gone. It was free. You could almost hear the entire crowd let out this one big collective sigh of relief. The monkey fell down to the ground, finally free from the wires, but the ordeal had taken a massive toll. The poor thing was exhausted, so weak and completely disoriented. The rescuers gently scooped it up just to make sure it was okay. And just as the immediate drama seemed to be over, a whole new chapter started. Out of nowhere, another monkey appears, just frantically running towards the scene. Of course, it was the baby's mother. She must have been watching the whole time, completely helpless and terrified. But now that her baby was safe, she just couldn't wait another second. The moment that little baby saw her, whatever tiny bit of strength it had left just came rushing back. It scrambled right towards its mother and clung to her with everything it had. Just a pure, beautiful embrace of safety and love. And that moment, wow, it was something else. It didn't matter who you were. Watching that powerful reunion, the entire crowd was just moved. All that tension, all that fear, it just melted away into tears of joy and relief. It was an absolutely beautiful, unforgettable sight. So what do we take away from a story like this? Because beyond all the drama and the emotion, there's a really powerful truth hiding in this heroic rescue. A life was saved today. A small life, yes, but a life. And it was saved simply because a few brave people chose to act while everyone else was basically frozen by fear. It's such a great example of how individual courage can completely overcome that group paralysis we sometimes see. I mean, really think about it for a second. Without that act of courage, this story would have ended in tragedy. But instead, because of the bravery of a few, we got to witness a story of hope, of reunion. It just goes to show you how one single decision to step in can rewrite the entire outcome. And that's what it all comes down to, isn't it? Just massive respect for the people who run toward danger when everyone else is running away. Respect for those who put themselves on the line for others, no matter how small. They are, without a doubt, the real heroes among us.